So this isn't really even a college algebra topic. This is actually a chapter 2 beginning algebra topic, which means you're probably going to find it fairly easy. It also means I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it and go real slow. Solving linear equations, right? Our objective is to get x alone on one side of the equal sign and a number on the other side. So anything that has an x in it, I want on the left-hand side. Anything that doesn't, like 5, I want to get rid of. Anything I do to one side of the equation, I have to do to the other. 5 minus 5 goes away. 21 minus 5 is 16. Now I need to get the x by itself, so I need to get rid of times 4, do the opposite, which is divided by 4, and that'll give us x is equal to 4. Easy peasy. Sometimes we have x's on both sides of the equations like we have here. 3x minus 5 equals 2x plus 1. In this case, we want to get rid of the x on this side and move it over to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. And we're going to need to get rid of this minus 5. We do that by doing the opposite. We're adding 5 to both sides of the equation. That gets rid of that, leaving us with 3x minus 2x, which is x on the left. 2x minus 2x is nothing. 1 plus 5 is 6. Boom, done. Every once in a while, we have a little simplifying to do before we can actually start the solving. Here we've got some parentheses. So 7 times 3x is 21x, and 7 times 6 is 42. 42. And on this side, we need to distribute that negative. So minus x and then minus 2. This side's simplified. 21x plus 42. It's good to go. Over here, want to rearrange this a little bit. I like to have the x term first and then the number. 11 minus 2 is 9, so plus 9 there. Now once I've got both sides simplified, I can do the solving. I can add x to both sides to get rid of this one over here. And I can subtract 42 from both sides to get rid of the 42. So I'm left with 22x on the left. And on the right, let's see, what are we left with? The x's cancel, and positive 9 minus 42 is going to be negative 33. All right, last step is always to divide by whatever number's in front of the x. We didn't have to do that last time. We got lucky. But divide the 22 there, and we're left with our x. And on the right-hand side, we get negative 3 over 2. Right? That's all there is to it. Now, there are going to be a couple special cases you're going to run into here. And one of them is a situation like this. We've got 23 minus 2/5 x equals negative 2/5 x plus 23. I look at this and say I've got minus 2/5 x on both sides. If I add 2/5 x, don't really need to write that. But if I add that to both sides, that's going to cancel both of those, and I'm going to be left with 23 equals 23. Our variable went away, and we're left with a statement that is true. Whenever that happens, write this down. Whenever the variable cancels out and you're left with a statement that is true, that means that any number at all will work in this equation for x. So your solution set is negative infinity to infinity, which we also know is all real numbers. Okay, so when the variable goes away and you're left with a true statement, then the answer is all real numbers, because no matter what number you put in for x, these two sides are going to give you the same result because they're identical. Now, a similar situation to that, suppose I had x plus 5 equals x plus 3. Well, I can subtract x from both sides there, and I get 5 is equal to 3. That is not a true statement. It's never going to be a true statement, which means that there's no value for x that's going to work here, right? And that's pretty easy to see, because if you take a number and add 5 to it, and they take the same number and add 3 to it, you're going to get two different results. Those will never be the same. So when your x's cancel out and you're left with something that is not true, 5 is not equal to 3, then the solution set is the empty set, or there are no solutions. I'm happy with either of those. I'm not sure what MyMathLab is going to give you. They may give you a multiple choice situation there. One last one I want to do is this: 2/5 x minus 2 equals 1/3. This one has some fractions in it, and if you're doing it in MyMathLab, you're going to run into a couple of those. Fractions are division. So to get rid of them, we want to do the opposite of division, which is multiplication. And we're just going to multiply the whole equation by a number. And that number needs to cancel out division by 5 and also division by 3. And 15 is the smallest number that's going to do that. It's the smallest number that's both a multiple of 5 and 3. And we're going to distribute that right through to every term, right over the equal sign 2. Here's how I like to think of this. 15 divided by 5 is 3, times 2 is 6. Okay, I don't need to play around with fractions at all there. I just divide and then multiply. 15 times negative 2 is negative 30. 15 divided by 3 is 5, times 1 is still 5. Done. So now we can finish solving it, add 30 to both sides, and then divide both sides by the 6. And we get 35 over 6, which I don't believe reduces. Okay, so you run into a couple of those. That's a real easy way to handle it. That's it for solving equations.